Are they popping up sporadically? Are they in random areas of the lawn?
Using the magic of science, they have the ability to throw about 4.5 meters each way.
The African black beetle themselves are not the damage causers, they are the damage creators.
Feels like going and vacuuming your house and then equally spreading all the vacuumings back out over the house so that it's like, yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Good afternoon, people of the internet, and welcome to Lawnhub Live After Lunch, episode number 59, brought to you by Adam Jones and myself, Clint Adams. What'd you have for lunch?
I had 2 ham sandwiches. They were really
Ham
nice.
sandwich?
Yeah. You?
I went and made a wrap with, I've been getting these southern chicken things from Coles. You know the ones?
No.
It's like chicken burger meat, kind of like if you wanted to make a chicken burger, you buy these southern chicken trays of meat, chuck them in the air fryer at 200 for 15 minutes, and you got yourself
Easy.
You smack in a...
They're boneless?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you put that in a burger, so you know the tip-top style buns, warm them up for 30 seconds, KFC style, lettuce, mayo. You got yourself a fucking KFC. Well, not quite spicy.
Not
Pepper, more peppery than an original.
So a Pepe.
A Pepe, I guess. So
We've just been banned in a country for saying Pepe.
Leftover that,
Yeah.
and ham, and capsicum, and onion, and tomato, and lettuce, and egg mayo wrap with some crinkle cut fries with some chicken salt from Matani's.
Fuck yeah.
It was a good lunch. And a bottle of Beerenberg sarsaparilla.
That's
It's fucking
right. You're a sarsaparilla
all
man.
time. Well, because I'm not drinking.
Yeah.
I'm kind of substituting with sugars. So
I think we've spoken about this before, but do you drink Canotto?
no, I haven't really had enough of it to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to pick it out of a random drink test. So we've got some people on the pod already.
That's good to see.
Daniel Pittman, hey lads and ladies.
Hey.
G'day legends from VJ. Nathan Manjarang says, g'day dudes. Hey Dill, could you turn it up a bit more, please?
It started. That's a world record from you guys.
Hey, I can't hear my fucking soundboard. What's going on? Come on, Dylan, turn that up at least. All right, soundboard's working. Audience is having a blast. So episode 59. It rained yesterday.
It fucking poured here.
It rained.
First time in 4 months. It was good to see.
Which is good for people that don't own irrigation shops. The farmers need it. Shut up.
It's also good because broadleaf weeds are about to go bunter. So.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some would say that we planted the weeds.
Some would say we put the planes in the air.
Some cynical people might say that we planted the weeds. And even the fence changed colour.
And the cat.
Pedro Punk 75 says afternoon.
Afternoon.
For those of you that have been on this journey for a little while with us, you'll be pleased to know that I just gave Isaac 3 bottles of red wine. The soundboard is much louder than you guys.
What the hell?
You turn it up for me or you turn it up for them?
Oh, it wasn't on before.
Well, so it was off. So it's definitely. Hang on. Let me do some. I'll do some tests.
What a specimen.
Hang on. Please hold. Wow, that is a lot louder. All right. So Dylan, look, just full disclosure, Dylan is a product of the South Australian Education Department, and we don't really expect too much from him. He's one of those that chose to go down the education path rather than real-world experience. And so now that he's working here, he's getting the real-world experience, but he's only been doing that for a couple of years. Is that fair? Yeah, cool. Discrimination is what you make it. So, no one's sent through any questions. I think we need to get giveaways sorted. I keep wanting to give stuff away and I keep forgetting to tell you about it. So, I wanted to give away, I think I said this last podcast, like a rotary scissors a week for every week. So, I think what we'll do, because we're fast approaching the end of the month, is we'll do that next month. We'll give away like a set of rotary scissors and the head unit every week for the month. Yeah? Yeah, well, if anyone's watching who owns a fucking, if you're watching and you own Makita or what's the red one called? Milwaukee. So the Friday is the 4th, 11th, 18th, and 25th, which means there would be a period after that 25th of the 26th through to the 30th where we wouldn't give anything away. So we could choose to go. We'll start the giveaway on the 11th or something. I don't know. You can flesh out the details. I think so. Because otherwise you only get 3 days. Or we launch it on the next week, Sunday, and we just don't stick to the month because we don't have to because, fuck normal. Well, I'm thinking we need to get a better version of that as well. I'm thinking we do we'll just start it a week prior to the Friday. So like, what's next? Is that our next Friday's podcast won't be live, will it? So we can start from that Friday. Jones, you can put it in the email on the Sunday and then we give it out the next Friday. So we'll run each 7 days. So for the 7 days leading up to the 4th, 11th, 18th and 25th, we'll give away something. Cool. All right. I'm sure that was real riveting, but that's real world business. This is how we do it here. Hey, Jonesy, can you get me a can of fancy green water from my fridge? Fucking Mudge is going to be excited. Actually, Mudge might actually be working. All right, here we go. BLX bed. Good afternoon, lads. I'm struggling to find some sprinklers for the nature strip. I don't have an underground irrigation system for the nature strip. Do you have any you recommend? Well, you have come to the right place because I have been in the irrigation industry for I've owned an irrigation shop for 17 years. I've been in the irrigation industry for 22. Ugh. So with nature strips, there's a product or a style of product called a side strip or an end strip or a corner strip. A left corner strip, right corner strip, and a side strip. So what they do is somehow using the magic of science, they have the ability to throw about 4.5 meters each way, left and right, and about 1.5 meters forward. And so if you had a nature strip that was, say, 9 meters by 1.5 meters, you could put a center strip in on each end, in the middle of each long side, and then you put a left corner strip in the left-hand corner, a right corner strip in the right-hand corner. So you basically use 6 sprinklers, if you can see me. Am I on that screen? So if your rectangle was like that, you'd have a sprinkler in each of the corners, and then you'd have one halfway down each side. Some people would choose to leave one side off and just do one side. It's not ideal. Oh, fucking hell. Any idea when Mini Pill will be back in stock? VJ, every time it runs out, people ask about it, we restock it, and they don't buy it. But that can't be true. You're lying to me because it's sold out.
Well, they don't buy it straight away.
They don't buy it straight away.
4 months.
4 months?
Well, no, that's how long it took to sell.
Well, can you answer the question? When will it be back in stock?
I'll get an update.
I'll take that question on notice. Thanks, government douchebag. All right. That's the only question. What should we talk about?
I don't know.
You haven't prepared?
In the questions.
One of the modules at Dylan's public education system was English, and he failed that one.
That wasn't very good at that. I can go through them. We got 3.
Do it.
How is Clint's Tiff Tough going?
It looks like the surface of Mars, from what I can understand based on Elon's talking, and if we believe Mars actually exists. So on the corners, it's kind of green. Where's my phone? Right here. I can't do anything with it. But yeah, it's funny. Like where the dog pisses, it kind of grows. There's like these little kind of lush craters, like little volcanoes of glypho piss. And then in the middle where it's always been the same, it's still the same. So I've somehow developed a hybrid Bermuda that doesn't need cutting because it doesn't grow. It's amazing.
I think I could. I can picture it perfectly in my head.
Yeah, green on that bottom corner,
exactly
green up the top.
Yeah,
and then this like little river of green from whatever the fuck that is. I'm thinking that whatever's in the piss that's not nitrogen, the other stuff, is what the lawn needs. So what I've done is I've just been following the dog around and catching his piss, and I'm going to get it tested. Because fuck testing the soil, right?
Yeah, it's too easy that way.
Ain't nobody got time. Oh, hang on.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right. Recently, any updates with the new location? Happy with the layout, etc. You can start and I'll finish.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of access to the building, yes, it's great. Obviously, like we mentioned before, it's not a retail place, so no one can come here and buy things or anything like that. So having that part of the business elsewhere helps because it means that we can all continue to do what we do with minimal disruption. The layout in the warehouse, it's improving. We mentioned this a few times yesterday, but we were so hectic to get in for Black Friday that sort of once we got in, and Black Friday happened and Black Friday passed, we all sort of took a breath and we're still breathing. We haven't really done much, but we've got a lot of plans this winter. And yeah, I suppose that's pretty much all.
Yeah. So the question was, any updates? So since our last video, not much has changed.
No.
Did we have 2 forklifts back then? I think we've got 2 forklifts now that we didn't have. We are looking at buying a truck versus having a ute, which we were using. We might buy another ute, but we might buy a truck. Our garden's fucked because the irrigation system was installed by a commercial builder rather than a landscaper or an irrigation specialist. So we need to deal with that. What else?
Good.
The lawn looks nuts.
Mm.
And we are happy with the layout. All the things we're working on at the moment are probably going to set us up for the warehouse isn't big enough. So, yeah, we'll see.
It's funny, like you say things like that. It's just funny how things happen because like I had a freight company come today and just talk about like off-site locations, shipment to the US. Like you talk about it happens. So,
as in you put it into the universe and then they just rock up.
Yeah.
Oh, so they just cold called.
No, they just rocked up on the door.
That's what a cold call is.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't call, but yeah, I know what you meant.
Cold call.
Sorry. It's been
Yeah.
a bit tired.
Like
today.
yesterday when I am too. Like
that schnitzel was fucking big though. I think I'm still feeling the
yeah,
effects of that.
I was underwhelmed by Matt was like, oh, that steak was one of the best what did he have? Rump? And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I was a bit, it was good, but it wasn't like, holy shit. Like we had steaks at Gaucho's on Tuesday night and they were fucking next level. That was just stupid.
Better than the ones at that Michelin plate. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Yep.
Better.
Yep. Better. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yep.
I'll put that on the list to go to then.
Well, it's funny because Matt said last time he was at Gaucho's it was a bit miss, but it was salty. Like, yeah, I dreamt that night that me and Gary V were sitting in my mum's backyard talking for a couple of hours. I don't dream.
I don't think that was salt in it, mate.
They're like, hey, but pass me the salt. It's like, yeah, okay. Why is the salt in a fucking little baggie? So, yeah. So
no, layout is good. It's a nice space. It's modern. It's everything.
It's special.
It's everything that nearly, other than Lonsdale, other locations.
It's what I
don't
want.
have.
I want the other locations to have, and I've been thinking a lot about that for the Water Pro stores. The issue we've got is that like landlord risk of, are we going to be in the buildings? But that's quickly overcome with a conversation to the landlords. So we've got a few things that have come through on Instagram. Jason Kremer Designs, who I think might have said this last week, is Clint secretly the Chick-fil-A girl? Lots of lip smacking in the previous podcasts. So we found what that meant because I didn't know, and I don't know if it was you that said it last time, Jason, but I guess if I admit to it, I'm not any more secretly the Chick-fil-A girl, right? I have to keep that secret.
Yeah. Let's just say you'll never see them in the same location at the same time.
Typhoon 290 said, would you guys stock products in Canberra ever? I would be confident that there's products in Canberra now. Would I be wrong? Jonesy's going to look that up. We've been building out a national supplier network that is just waiting on some stock to land in Western Australia, and then we will be announcing it officially, but I can probably talk about it now because I can do what I want. So there's a national...
Yeah, Fishwick.
Fishwick. Go to Fishwick and walk around until you see a big red building with Total Tools written on it. And you'll find Lawnhub stocked there.
I don't know where that is in relation to everything else in...
I can't look it up because all of my stuff's doing stuff. Well, Canberra's, you could walk from one side to the other in 20 minutes. That's what I mean.
Well, I don't know if it's quite that small, but...
Hang on. Please hold.
I don't know.
Please hold. Fishwick. Fishwick's like sounds like a smart name for like a like a really nice boutique fish restaurant where you eat under the light of candles. Yeah, good concept.
I love seafood.
You love seafood?
Yeah. When I was going through my photos yesterday, looking for photos of here, I saw that lunch I had at the Sydney Fish Market when we were away. Oh, it was so good.
Huh, there you go. There's a place called Fishwicks. That one's in Tweed, UK. This is really frustrating. Why the fuck would Google ask me if I can use my precise location and then give me a Fishwick that's nowhere near me? ACT Fishwick. Yep, it's near the National Gallery of Australia. That's an airport, isn't it? Yep, the airport, the Costco, and the outlet mall. Like it's everything you want in a suburb and more. So yeah, it's pretty central. I'd call that central.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I'd call that pretty central.
Yeah, I spelt it wrong.
Please.
That's why I'm a dick. It's Fishwick.
Well, yeah, and I don't know if I've pronounced it
You
right.
just fucked it up and just insulted the 40 people that live in Canberra.
Well, I'm sorry. I went to Gawler High. It's their fault.
Gawler has more people than Canberra.
It probably would.
Oh, awesome. Porn suburb of Australia. Is that a thing? Oh, yeah. Canberra, porn and fireworks, right? Is that still a thing?
Dylan? An outrage.
Shout out to Taylor, who's just tuned in. Typhoon 290 just said, more prostitutes than fish restaurants. Oh, cool.
Nice.
Smells the same then. Too soon? Where's my fucking drums? All right. So, and then we have a Mr. J. Powell. It says, I have grubs.
Oh.
A celeprin?
Celeprin.
Celeprin.
Celeprin. If you're looking for immediate knockdown, like obviously a celeprin will target the grubs as well, but if celeprin's not local to you and you need to get onto it ASAP, there are other products, but
no more fireworks. Sorry.
Just be mindful that if you have any flowering flowers, to probably maybe keep it away, harm the bees. Celeprin doesn't, but the other products will harm the bees.
Tyrum.
Metachloroplid.
Do you think Canberra just wanted to be Vegas, but it never caught on?
I don't know. I don't really.
Have you ever been to Canberra?
No, I've never been to Canberra.
Okay. I'd add that to the list near the bottom, but you could go look at Canberra.
Yeah, I mean,
It's actually not that bad.
I don't think it would be. I mean, it holds other than the people that try and run our country out of it. I don't think it would be a bad place.
Tex Walker 13 just asked, glasses inside needed ?
Yeah, so Tex, what you maybe can't see is that we've got two of Adelaide Oval's lights just bearing down on us.
That's why my skin looks so good.
Yeah.
No, this is like it's my style, right? It's like a thing. Yeah.
You should have seen the episode with the wig.
Yeah. If you've been watching for a while.
Well, was it a wig?
Maybe I've had a haircut. So yes, glasses are needed. And thanks for tuning in. Okay. Jack Chapo is back. Please do not get the shits with this question. Oh, that's like saying, I'm not racist.
Yes. How many? No, I won't finish that.
Last week when it was 38, you suggested to use premature. Next week in Adelaide, it's 30s again. Is there an issue with using Trojan 7 days ago? No. And in fact, I was actually with someone yesterday who I gave some premature to, and I found that they had 2 10-kilo buckets of Trojan in their shed. I said, use this first. I think we've got some time before you're going to see those cooler temps. That's in Adelaide, obviously, where we've got a week of 30s coming up and just glorious weather. So
all the GDD days.
Yep. So if you're a stand-up paddleboarder, it is your time to shine. What else have we got here? Dolphins. Okay, Daniel Pittman. Smart question. This is good.
Hey, look, Daniel Pittman.
Whoa. We're in the Matrix.
Whoa.
Oh, we were. No, I just opened Teams for some reason.
Oh.
I'm going to need some professional care. Where are we? So he said, do you think dolphins sleep with their eyes open? They're a mammal. I'm going to say they need to sleep and they do it with their eyes open. But they sleep in short spurts, like 10 minutes, and then they go make love.
They're one of the only species of animals that
There's only 2 of us.
have sex for fun. Dolphins,
Monkeys?
probably.
Dylan, can you look into that and get back to us?
The
Thank you.
monkeys have sex with fun.
We need you to be more.
Denied.
We need you to be more Jamie. Okay, back to the show. Hey boys, is there a particular way to deal with ants on the lawn long term? So I guess is there an Celeprin GR ants?
So fipronil has good residual. It's not as like it's obviously not going to be as residual as something like a celopin for grubs and those sorts of things. But fipronil, once that gets picked up by the ant and taken back to the nest, then the queen essentially is the target, and then the queen will die.
Ooh.
And then once the queen dies,
Bit too soon to be saying stuff like that, right?
and
It's a
and
bit
then
late. It's a bit late, dickhead.
essentially the colony will either move or they'll die. So it's just sort of waiting game, unfortunately. Ants move all the time. So I would also almost argue that anything residual that would kill ants for long periods of time may also kill other potential beneficial insects. So, I mean, if you want to go liquid bifenthrin as well, that like 5-star, that goes a very long way. You just put it in the shed, and when you see them, spray it out.
I think bifenthrin, 5-star is such a good product that every 5-star I've ever owned is in other people's sheds.
It is a good product. It is very good at what it does.
Sean Sayers, watching from Thailand. Hope my lawn is surviving. What are you doing in Thailand, Sean? Are you doing the healthy side of Thailand or the unhealthy side of Thailand? Send pictures. Also, just a thought. There's plenty of people that wear sunglasses inside. Bono, Cobra Tate, Top G. So why can't I wear sunglasses inside?
Valid.
They also wouldn't address it, so I'm not going to fucking... See, I've just shown my cards.
I have your answer for you, by the way.
Who would you rather be, Bono or Tate?
It depends if he's a sex trafficker or not, I suppose.
I think it's if he was a sex trafficker. Oh, God, we just lost TikTok again. Wouldn't that have been proven in court by now? Okay. So you've got the answer about the monkeys fucking. Please tell us.
I do. I just wanted to divert everyone's attention back to the most important topic.
Yes.
While chimpanzee sex is tied closely to reproduction, up to 75% of bonobo sexual behavior is purely for pleasure.
Bonobo.
Bonobo.
Sounds like an ice cream.
I think it's a type of...
Is it the one with the
chimpanzee.
red ass?
I think so. Makes
Okay.
sense.
Cool. For those that couldn't, have your microphones
I
on,
do,
so we're all
this one.
good.
We're
All
all
right,
good.
this is good. Three-way podcast.
Nice.
Welcome to the pod.
Nice.
Adam Roy Schmidt. G'day, lads. This is happening now. Had only about a quarter application of 3-way and money shot left, so I mixed them in a tank. It was super sludgy. It has gone super sludgy. It is ruined. Is it ruined, or do I just add water and go? Fucking hell, dude.
How old is it?
So he mixed a quarter of application of 3-way and money shot and mixed. They'll tank mix.
Yeah, they definitely tank mix. Maybe something in money shots like solidified if it's potentially older.
Or it's been stored in the sun.
That's interesting.
Is it in a black bottle? That'll give us a good start to the answer. Dave Marshy. Hey boys, quick question. How long after spraying NSFW can I apply wet and roots? The weeds aren't dead yet, and I'm worried the roots will bring them back. Oh, that's not a concern.
Yeah, that's not a concern. Nah, the way NSFW works with the plant, the damage has already started to occur, and it's irreparable. So, within 7 days, or 7 days would be a nice time.
Yeah, and the reality is, as long as the NSFW's had an opportunity to dry on the leaf, you can start irrigating again, within 24 hours ideally.
Yeah.
So
it technically once dry.
Yeah, so I'd be looking at it through a lens of if you can water, you can fertilize. Jack Chapo, is there an issue using onset in Santa Ana laid 4 weeks ago?
There is very much so a trouble. So yeah, you'd if you were looking to stop winter grass and such in your lawn, you'd have to look at how you pronounce it, oxidization or something.
Oxidation?
Oxide, the active. But anyway, Oxifert, Oxstar.
I thought you meant the process where something oxidizes. I stopped listening because I was bored with your answer. But
I'm a bit like you with the photos. I need to fucking
send nudes.
send nudes.
So yeah, the product is designed to impact the growth of new or seeds that are in the ground, right? And it can affect
Oxidizone.
new lawns.
Yes, but the way Oxifert and Oxstar works is different. So it doesn't inhibit the root growth of new lawn. It just inhibits certain grasses and weeds when they start to germinate. So But the downfall is it doesn't last anywhere near as long. And we have always been big advocates of doing, two separate things rather than a product that potentially can do a bit of both, but not as good as doing separate applications of something specific for that use. But yeah. So, no, sorry, I'll take that back. Oxyfur is not safe for Santa Ana. So,
just don't use it at all.
Just don't use it at all. I redact that comment.
You're going to get another letter.
Yeah, I am going to get another letter. But no. So, who was that? Jack?
Jack Chapo.
Yeah.
Yes, good memory.
Yeah, Jack, please, I'll redact that comment. Unfortunately, you'll just have to watch it by hand. Watch it and then pull it by
Go
hand.
full manual.
Yeah.
So Clayton Power, who I'm guessing is a marine biologist, has said dolphins practice something called unihemispheric slow wave sleep, which means only one half of their brain sleeps at a time while the other half stays awake. And I'm going to say that I have worked with lots of dolphins over the years. One eye closed at a time.
Wow, that's very interesting. You think about
I have a follow-up question. Is one side of the brain responsible for the action of muscular movement? And if so, can the dolphin only swim when one side of the brain is awake versus when the other side is awake? Does that make sense?
It does.
Cool.
Do you see the fish kill down south at the moment?
No.
Yeah, there's algae bloom in the ocean. There's a dead dolphin on the beach.
So all the people that have been protesting the trees have to quickly run down to the beach?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's the algal bloom coming from?
I'm not sure.
Hang on, isn't the desal plant just been turned back on?
It's been in production since winter ended.
Pumping that fucking sludgy, salty sea ocean water back into the ocean.
But the January,
allegedly,
not financial advice, but the January, January it did a large amount of water, more than the previous months combined. So
hopefully that lowers those property values and we can pick up some nice Carrakalinga beachfront fucking land. Yeah, there you go. Get your fucking
there you go, Dylan.
Get your 550 ready. Hello, everyone. That's from Bearded Sith. What the fuck? Why are we talking about monkey sex? Okay, well, because we didn't have any sensible questions, so we just started with that, and then now we've got sensible questions. Have I got any new soundboard stuff, Dylan, or have you been busy working?
Okay.
Adam Roy Schmidt, follow-up. Both the 3-away and the money shot purchase Black Friday.
Follow-up question to the follow-up answer. Send me a photo of the lid, the inside of the lid, to adam@lawnhub.com.au. If it's a white washer, then that could be the reason. We've since changed from those lids. We had very bad results and feedback from those lids. So,
how would that impact the product? You don't.
Well,
you're not saying it necessarily will.
Would not necessarily, but if it wasn't, it could be so many factors. But yes, in terms of like air passing in and out, potentially something being able to make its way through those not very good lids. Careful what I say. Don't need another letter.
Nathan Skays. Hey all, that's right, I'm here. What's the best product to use on my new fake lawn on my unit? You can go to like a Shell service station and get a jerry can of 98, and then if you just evenly spread that across it, and then just afterwards light up a ciggy and just fucking drop the match on it. Like that's probably a good way of handling fake turf at your unit. Make sure you wear necessary PPE. He also says, is Clint, in capitals, wearing sunnies because his eyes are dilated? No, my eyes are gorgeous. I'm wearing sunnies because it pisses people off and it causes people to ask questions about it, and that gives me entertainment. I'm probably going to start wearing 2 watches for the same reason. How do I get on the soundboard? You've had enough questions. While you were here, you should have got on it. You could have got on it, right? It gets left unmanned or unhumaned, if you want to go down that pathway, for 7 days a week? 6.5, 6.8, 6.10. Yeah. Okay. Bearded Sith, do you give both bottles a hefty tug/shake? That's obviously about the money shot and three-way. That could have been worded better. Like while you were applying the three-way just prior to the money shot, did you give it you could have had some fun with that. Bearded Sith, hey, and great spray combination chart, Jonesy. What are the chances of adding a spray nozzle recommendation, flat or air induction, so that I can air induct all sprays?
What?
We obviously have a nozzle kit that we add, that we sell, and there's 2 different nozzles in there. Is there an opportunity, or would it make sense to you to have which of those nozzles is best suited to apply each of the products on our combination?
100%. Yeah, we should do that.
All right. So where do we write down those ideas so that we do the things that we promise people, so that we maintain integrity and don't become flaky people?
Yeah. If anyone in the media department is watching or listening, can you just write that in the media chat?
I'm sure Mudge would be watching.
Yeah.
Skaze is like, nope, I'm going to be pesting today. AZ Lawn Dad was busy putting kiddos down for bed. Did I miss your answer on overseeded Tiff Tough? I didn't even see the question. Did you ask it in here? Please hold. Dylan, do we have the music for that? That's shit. Please hold. Please hold. I don't have a question. I don't know what the question is, but you obviously didn't press send, potentially. Did I miss your answer on overseeded Tiff Tough? Don't do it. Adam Roy Schmidt sent you a picture. Hopefully it was not something not safe for work.
Yeah, it was the dodgy lid. But it looks like
Hang on a sec.
The product looks like it looks all right.
Yeah. Just send him some more.
Yeah, well.
All right. There you go. Anyone else sends a photo of the lid, they're not having more shit. Bearded says, sorry, typing on the iPhone in YouTube is fucking terrible. That's probably something you need to take up with either Tim Cook or whoever's left at YouTube. Who's there now? Who's in charge of YouTube? Okay, cool. That's really helpful. Now, there was a question here about Monument, which I lost. Is it gone? Bearded Sith said, Clayton, sounds like your favorite superhero is Aquaman. Dolphins will float near the surface or swim slowly while resting and alternating sides of their brain. Left sleeps, right side swims, eye open, vice versa. There you go. What do you think the commercial reality is of us having a dolphin? Like, do you think, like, if we would...
For what purpose? As a pet?
Because I want one.
Maybe not in this country, but there'd be countries where you'd be allowed to have a pet dolphin.
All right, cool. Where is this fucking question? Here we go. Obviously, more industry use Monument is pretty costly. This is from Jack Chapo. Anything else to be selective with Kaikuyu plus Clint? I'm currently off the beers. I have no Bose headphones and no gummies, so I need poison. Yes.
Monument.
All good points.
The application rate for Monument. So if you work out how much it costs to spray Monument per application, it actually works out to be one of the cheapest on the market because of the such low application rate. Now, there are other...
Which doesn't help you when you have to buy a bottle for $300.
No, but
dude.
There are other products with the same active as Monument available in a powdered form. So you can buy the powdered form, mix it together.
As in you mix up a liquid yourself?
Yeah, so like Halo Force, where you get a little spoonie and you mix it together. Yeah, you can. There's products like that. But in terms of... you got to be careful because, you go off the registered labeled directions, you upset people. So, there are products out there that will kill Kaiku in cooch.
But we can't recommend them.
But it's not for that recommended use, So, like, if you had Paspalum in your cooch, for example, you could use David Gray's Crabgrass and Clover Killer.
And then that might have a side effect.
Yes, but make sure you don't spray the Kaiku because it will harm and kill the Kaiku.
Yeah,
so
good advice. Should we just get a email address set up called letters@lawnhub.com.au and then all of the legal and government organisations can just send it there?
Yeah.
And then we can just triage them over there. You're so irresponsible.
I know.
Sim4s, mulch when mowing, yes or no? I never do, but so many mowers have the mulch function. I don't. I hate it. I don't understand why people do it, but plenty do.
I don't. It all really comes down to personal preference. Obviously, Dan Caddy from the Green and Gold Life, he loves mulch mowing. I don't like mulch mowing. Clint doesn't like mulch.
His
mowing.
argument was partially because any nutrients that may be remaining in the mulch could be reuptaken. My argument is that when grass clippings get put onto your lawn, they take up valuable nutrients to break down. I think. I might be wrong. I don't have a turf degree. I actually don't have any degree. But yeah, it doesn't make sense to me to like mulch it and then throw it back out. It feels like going and vacuuming your house and then equally spreading all the vacuumings back out over the house so that it's like, yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Nicholas Moran, fellas, I work across the road from you. The dirt's a fucking nightmare right now, hey? It is. And it's at a point where I think we need to actually do something about it. Like, I don't know. It's like they're trying to fucking like kind of stop a bullet wound with a Band-Aid because they just put a bit of water on the road and then just like drive a fucking truck around. They're like, oh yeah, that's the water truck for the fucking week. At
one time they had 3 water trucks out there. Now they just got that big yellow one. But I think the trouble is where they're currently working out on that pad's not the problem. It's
all the peripheral, but then even down the other end, they were loading
and it's just
red dirt.
And it's just, and
it almost feels like they've got a fan next to it that they're just like, all right, cool. So the best way to load a truck is fill up a bucket and while you're tipping it, blow it away.
All away from the truck, obviously that rain.
They're top dressing direct.
Yeah, the rain, well, it does. It top dresses the lawn out the front.
Well, and everyone's cars.
Yeah.
And all of our stock.
And the rain shut down the site yesterday, but the rain also stopped the dust. So regardless of whether they worked or not yesterday,
doesn't matter.
That didn't matter, but it's been okay today. But yeah, yesterday before the rain, the dust was the worst it's been since beginning. And yeah, we actually shut all the roller doors. We blew down all the stock and we got the sweeper out, wet mop, and the floor looked immaculate.
Sadly, the construction industry does not give a fuck about your feelings. And we're seeing it at Kent Town at the moment. There's 2 buildings being built near Waterpro Kent Town, and it has a negative impact on the financial stability and viability of the business. And they could not give less of a fuck. So the council don't give a fuck because they're about to get all new rates. State government don't give a fuck because they're about to have a more a pretty, inner city area. And if that upsets you, then who gives a shit? But all I do is try to be as onto it as possible and just make sure that we do the right thing by reporting everything that happens. So, I don't know, did I tell you yesterday we got to Kent Town and one of the builders has just fucking put cones out on the road with like laminated signs that says parking for the building company only on the fucking road. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to happen. So, because I bet you I can print more signs than you.
Well, we'll just laminate signs and go
How's get fucked
free
sound?
Petrol. I got a laminated sign. I can get, park wherever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's shitty.
Yes. So, and it's been a constant problem around Kent Town, but progress happens with or without your permission, and there's always going to be collateral damage, but no one gives a fuck. Where are we? Dolphins. Yep, cool. So Clayton said dolphins near where I grew up. I think that was answering the question about why he knows so much about dolphins. Clayton Powell missed my questions. Did you actually have questions? Did you? Hang on a sec. One. Here we go. Did a full reno including a heavy top dress to level out. Most spots are looking A+, but the shady spots under the trees are still patchy. If I apply Spartan, will that stop these from filling in? Cooch, Perth.
Probably. If it's heavily shaded and you've got no turf matter there, yeah.
There you go. Monkeys. Bearded Sith, the Astro 120 doesn't specifically mention zoysia grass. What do you reckon it should be the rate that I can use on Surgrange zoysia? Please hold. He's going to look that up. I'll keep reading while he's doing that. Nicholas Moran, yeah, the digger on top of that pile was absolutely smothering your side of the street. Yeah, it's fucked.
It was so bad.
And then I go somewhere and people are like, you fucking think about washing your car? And like, you're thinking about going and fucking yourself? Sorry, I'm a bit sensitive about that. Daniel Pittman, would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? I'd take the 100 duck-sized horses. I think a horse-sized duck could fuck you up.
What was the question? Sorry.
Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
Oh. Fuck.
I mean, do you think you could?
Horse-sized duck's like a big emu.
Do you think you could beat a horse? Do you think you could kill a horse, but with your hands?
I don't think so.
Can you choke a horse out? Like,
just fucking. What are you doing? Get out of here.
Yeah, I'm sticking with my original answer.
That's a great question about the Zoysia. I don't know.
I thought
because
you were going to say about the ducks.
I had maybe. All right, maybe I might be able to get around this.
Sith
question.
said, "Who owns the Tesla in your car park?" I am not at liberty to disclose that information. Hey lads, can you use Power Check as a pre-emergent, or is there a better product to use for winter grass? You cannot.
Power Check is post-emergent.
Post-emergent.
As in what lawn does he have? Sorry,
Santa Ana.
Oh, for the new one.
No, different person. Daniel McGregor. Hey lads, can you use Power Check as a pre-emergent, or is there a better product to use for winter grass in Santa Ana before winter sets in?
Yeah, as long as your lawn's older than 6 months old and it's growing and it's healthy.
Barricade.
Yeah, Barricade.
Which we should have 250ml bottles available here
Very
inside 9 days, hopefully. Unless I've been lied to again. Someone has to give Bearded Smith a go for them they's money. I have no idea what you're talking about, Skaze. Someone has to give Bearded Smith a go for them they's money. That doesn't make any sense. Bearded Sith was like, as long as it's not Dylan's, then we're all good. No, Dylan hasn't bought a Tesla. What question were you looking up? The Zoysia. He's still looking it up. You might get a letter from the RSPCA. Yeah, I couldn't give a fuck about getting a letter from the RSPCA. I'm more concerned about getting letters from people that actually can do stuff to harm us.
All right. So, you're using Trinexapac. It is 2 to 4 liters, 2 to 4 mils per 100 squares.
There's your answer. That's for Zoysia.
That's for Zoysia.
Is it on the label?
If you're using Trinexapac.
Okay. I think what's happening here is Jonesy's answering a different question, and you can interpret that how you wish, because we have had some recent situations where we have said things that
are truthful,
are in fact true, but are not in line with our government mandated requirements. Is that the right way of saying it? Okay. Bearded Sith, glad it's not just me with a retarded keyboard, Skaze.
Wow.
To be honest, because it might not be Skaze's keyboard. And just full disclosure, I don't hate animals. I just think I could choke a horse out.
I'm not sure. I don't know if you could. Like, imagine if it's one of those big Carlton draft horses. What are those called?
The Clydesdales.
Big boys.
Well, you don't get to pick the horse. I get to pick the horse.
You get to pick the horse. All right.
I'll get a little fucking foal and just fucking couple of fucking fingers in the nose, hold its mouth closed, and fucking choke the cunt.
That's the first C-bomb in weeks.
I said can't.
Yeah, true.
You
can't
choke
breathe.
the cunt out. No? No? All right, sweet.
That's funny.
Yeah. I eat meat. No different, right? If you're going to kill a horse, you have to eat it.
Yeah, that'd be one of the rules.
Yeah. Have you ever had horse?
Never had a horse.
I had raw horse once in Japan. It's pretty lean.
Oh, that just turned my stomach. Was that any good?
Yeah, it's on sushi. Had like a little real thin sliver. Yeah, horse.
Upset my stomach, that is.
Mm.
But, yeah.
Could be worse. You could have been in the Navy and swallowed all the loads like Irvo. While he was doing that, I was just eating horse, right?
Yeah.
Like not swallowing horse, but eating
I
horse.
suppose eating horses is just all about perspective, isn't it?
Is roots and shoots good for the herb? I would say it is, and I don't think there's any concerns about using it off label because there is no label. I would say if there are any products that you are growing, grass, plant, or otherwise, that you are consuming by edible methods or smoking, I would look at a whatever period. What do they call it?
Withholding period.
Where you just rinse water through it before you eat or smoke it. If you're putting these herbs in a smoker to say flavor a fish or a piece of meat, then I wouldn't fertilize it, then pick it, then roll it, then lid it.
Put it in the smoker.
Put it in the smoker.
Mm.
Does that make sense? Sam Osborne. Hey, boys. Not long bought this house. The lawn is cooch or hard, uneven black soil. Coming into the wrong time of year to do a full reno. What would you do now to prep for a reno come spring?
I'd core it at the moment. I'd still core it.
So we got some decent heat.
Yeah, definitely core.
You actually don't core it because you'll core it and we'll go into winter.
No, but it doesn't matter. The core, like if he's
Air's still good.
Yeah, air's still good. And if you're not too worried about, what it looks like over winter, then just get a core, maybe a light tickle. And if we still depending on where you are, if you get some warm weather, you still will get some growth come back. And then moving into go into winter with an application of pre-emergent, at least get some granular fertilizer into the soil, and then come reno time next spring, all guns blazing.
Jamie Lee, hey guys, like the previous commenter, I have recently renoed my 6-month-old Tiff Tuff. It's bouncing back really well in most places, but the shaded areas are struggling. Will roots and shoots help? And also, do you have any tips to prep it for winter? We still have, that's Sam. I'm pretty sure Sam Osborne lives in South Australia.
Yeah. Roots and shoots will help. It's not going to be the magical key though. Soil temps and sunshine is going to be the magical key for shaded areas, but it will help. It will assist.
But it's not the magic silver bullet.
Yeah. You getting ready for winter? Yeah, depending on when you last fertilize. Yeah, you could look at a granular fertilizer like premature. Start again. Premature. I was going to say pre-emergent.
Why are you gay?
Yeah, why are you here? Look at an application of premature. Yes, been down 6 months. You want to stop the crazy winter grass that a lot of us struggle with. You can get a pre-emergent down like barricade, and then be weed free. Get a nice green lawn moving into winter because
a lush green weed free lawn.
Yeah.
I want to start making ads again.
Because your lawn is only going to, it'll come out better the better it goes into winter. So,
spring lawns are made in winter.
They're made in autumn.
Well, I said.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Fucking hell. Or I'll get some lights.
Yes. But yeah, something like the amateur pack is something that we're advertising a lot at the moment for going into winter. You don't have to buy the amateur pack, but you could
steal it from one of our resellers.
You could have a look at the products that are in there, and you could pick what either you want to use, or you could pick around items that you've already got, and sort of that way you don't need to buy the whole pack, but you'll have the pack at home if you have some stuff already.
What's your favourite chocolate?
I love Top Deck.
As in not the one where you shit in the toilet and flush it?
No. But I do
Why?
like it.
Because you like the blend of the white and the...
Yeah, I like white chocolate.
I do too. I'm really enjoying Toblerones at the moment.
The milky, like the...
Dairy milky bar, kid.
The Freddos with the milk on top. What are those ones called?
Half cast?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No?
Half Freddo.
Well, it's a full Freddo.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Colour doesn't make the Freddo.
No, that's true.
That's fucking racist.
Yeah.
Want chocolate, Dylan? Which one? Sorry, that was a bit of a bad throw. Help yourself.
During Christmas, Maltesers are called Malt Easters. And
what? That's stupid. Wouldn't they be called that during Easter?
Sorry, that's what I meant.
You're an idiot.
Yeah. So during Easter,
did you sleep last night?
No, I don't think I did. During Easter, the Malteser. So Mars bring out the Malteser, and I remember I had a customer once. She was after Maltesers, and we only had Maltesers. And I said, "Yeah, these Maltesers are Maltesers." No, Maltesers. These are not Maltesers. And,
You know what would be really funny? Find out if they own the trademark to it and go trademark it. And then next year when they bring him out, sue him.
Do you want the Freddo?
Nah, you go for it. I've had two.
Thank you.
All right. Matt Lee, afternoon, gents. What have I missed? You've missed some racism, some sexism, some animal cruelty, a little bit of advice on pre-emergent use in certain lawns. Animal sex, that's bestiality. Not if it's the animal having sex with the animal, it's just sex, right? We talked a little bit about dirt blowies from across the road.
We did.
And what else? Sunglasses inside is silly. And Jonesy's tired/dumb.
Yeah, I'm losing it.
Trojan is best for herbs for 2 months with once a week roots and shoots. Then at 2 months, half strength 3-way every 3 to 4 days with 1 in 2 roots and shoots, 20 mil to 9 liters. That is not our advice.
That's a very overfed plant.
Well, those plants are only meant to live for 3 to 6 months, right? And then they get harvested.
Yeah. Sometimes the government comes in and does it for you.
Yeah, I saw that. Did you see the comments? There was a bust recently. Did you see it on Facebook? So Sapole posted that they'd found this crop somewhere in the north, and they basically were all proud of it. And the fucking comment sections was just, leave them alone. Like, go do some real police work. It should be legal. It's 2025. It's just like a barrage. How come it's legal for the government to sell weed but not anyone else? Like, I don't know if they got what they were looking for.
They turn the comments off, or they just.
I don't know.
That's common. That like
Turning the comments off is for softies.
Yeah. Oh fuck!
Leave them on.
This is not where it was supposed to go.
Yeah, they were looking for pats on backs.
Yeah. Instead, they got cut down.
Sam Osborne, best corers for the hard ground. Are you going to look to do it yourself, Sam, or do you want to employ and engage someone to do it?
And where did he say it was from?
Sam Osborne, I very, very confidently believe he's friends with Chris. And I'm going to take a fucking wild guess and say he lives somewhere in the northeastern central kind of Broadview-ish area.
Yeah. Because
if I'm right.
Essentially, if you're in Adelaide, and the corer to use, in my opinion, that is available for hire is a cam-driven one, like
it might be actually in the hills. Anyway,
like the cam-driven one, the Billy Goat one. I love it. It's great, and there's a few people now in Adelaide that have got.
Why don't you marry it?
I'll try. Yeah.
Oh, that would go down well.
Yeah, that would go down very well. But it's like, obviously a corer. It's a machine that is quite powerful in what it does. So something that is lighter on the body than others on the market, then yeah, I like using it. It is easy to use. Has a function where if it's tilted too much, it'll turn off too, which is also important, because the last thing you want is a corer on the ground going taking cores out.
You look like one of those like robot warrior things.
Yeah.
You know how they have those robot fights?
On Fox 8 back in the day.
I think it's still a thing. I was listening to Elon talking about like robots and sport the other day, and like was someone talking about it, and they were like, yeah, humans aren't going to want to watch robots playing NBA and shit. I'm like, yeah, they will, as long as it's robots on robots. Imagine like just leaping up for a dunk from like the other end of the court, and then the other robot just slaps the ball out of your hand midair. Yeah,
I'm just thinking how whether it would be a fast-paced game or like gridlocked, and it'd be very low scoring.
It would be low scoring
because the robots.
No, then again, well, it depends on how much money you spend on your robots. Yeah. I think it would come down to
who has the most money.
Yeah, it'd be like Formula One. Well, that's basically robots. Have you heard those guys at interviews?
Yeah, I think Formula One's is an interesting one because, like, it's obviously who's got the most money, right? Has the better cars, but you'd think
they're all meant to be the same.
They're all meant to be the same, but they're not.
Jack Chapo just said, wow, all of a sudden there's a plain white van with dark windows parked at the front of my house. Like, they won't be parked out there for long. They'll be inside soon. Oh, this is a good question. Sensible question. I get no joy from anything. Greg Whitehead, lads, why am I getting mushrooms in my lawn? Is it normal, and what do I need to do to get rid of them?
Can be happening for a few different reasons.
You planted them?
You planted them. The neighbours have had enough.
Oh, these are old.
But I suppose my first question is, are they popping up sporadically? Are they in random areas of the lawn, or are they concentrated in one area? Do they form in rings? Do they form in half circles? Do they form in, sporadic or very concentrated areas? Essentially, mushrooms form because there's activity that's happening in the soil. There's also the potential of disease, soil-borne diseases, so many different things, weather contribution, weather like the rain, the humidity, too much water, so many things can be going on.
That's why I get mushrooms. Too much water.
So I suppose you find out what's causing that and work on that. If it is soil-borne, then obviously there's chemicals that can be used, because fixing soil-borne diseases without the use of something else is very difficult. But if you're getting them in areas where there's excessive moisture, for example, then obviously look at that, whether it's reduce the amount of runtime on the sprinklers, potential drainage. But yeah, if we can, I suppose if I can ask, is it sporadic or is it in concentrated areas in rings or circles?
And if they're in a ring or a circle, are they little mushrooms?
Mm.
We have a question here from Bearded Sith saying, is it okay to use the air induction nozzle on all liquids?
You can. There's no drama with that. But I suppose if it doesn't require an air induction nozzle, then you don't necessarily need to use an air induction nozzle, and vice versa. But yeah, if that's all you've got, then putting something out with an air induction nozzle is better than not putting anything out with no nozzle.
That's good English. Oh, we're a TV commercial. No, fuck. Whatever. We have a question here from Score HD. I've noticed a lot of fleabane. You know what that is?
I do know what that fleabane is.
Popping up. Hey,
Yeah.
quiet. Popping up everywhere. And it is glyphosate resistant.
Correct.
Is there anything you would or wouldn't spray on it?
It depends where it is, because I've got a bit of fleabane popping up in my front lawn.
What the fuck is fleabane?
It's a noxious weed pest that the SA government has issued a recommendation on how to get rid of it. And you get a plastic bag, you put it over your hand, and you pick it out with the plastic bag, and you catch all the seeds.
Do you think you've got it because you live so deep in the country?
Probably, yeah. And it blows in from
And
the
you build
paddocks.
houses on what's meant to be crop lands?
Depends. Some would argue that it's not croplands, but
This is good water.
yeah.
Marge is obviously busy.
Look, you can use things like so it is glypho resistant. That is correct. There is a product called
Bantox. It's made by a company called Geniger.
Bantox would probably smoke it. One moment, please.
Un momento, por favor. I wonder if Isaac started drinking that red wine yet. I've been craving alcohol a lot today. Yeah, that'd be nice. Thanks. I feel like just tying one on, you know?
Axeman. So it's an
That was
apparent.
my nickname at
Pardon?
fucking high school.
What did you say? Sorry.
Do you want a drink from while the guy that's producing the podcast is
Yeah,
getting drinks?
I'll have a drink, please. Comes out of Coke Zero. Thank you.
He's a talented individual. Did he just switch it to wide angle?
apparent
good.
Axeman. So that the active in that starts with the T. I can't pronounce it properly, but TRICLOPYR.
Triclopor.
That one.
Tricox again?
Tricox again. So that product, you don't have to buy the Axeman product. That active is available in many, many, many different products. It's just a generic now. Unsure of who initially first registered it, but I use that at
Thanks, man.
thank you, Angel's mum and her partner's place up at the river, and I did a tank mix of glypho and that, as well as NSFW, and
Is that all right? You're not going off label or anything?
No, we'll mix well. And yeah, I did it around the shed and the open area. Came back 6 weeks later, everything was dead.
Barren.
So that Axeman product is also, the active in that is also used in tree killers as well. So,
But if you're trying to kill it in a lawn, you should not be doing that.
you shouldn't be using it on a lawn, no. But
Could you spot?
you could paint it, yeah.
But
the trouble is you
Lawnhub
gotta-
had their shaft ready.
Yeah, you got to catch the seeds. That's the problem because it could drop million seeds.
1 million.
If there's enough of them, it will drop millions of seeds. That's why and it's a bit like winter grass. Once they drop lots of seeds.
Yeah, lots and millions is different. Like,
Well, depends how
I'm
many
happy to pay
plants
you
them.
lots of money to work here, but not millions.
Why not? You said.
What was last night then?
Yeah, it was yeah, it's true. But
Tricox again. You were talking about Tricox
yeah,
again.
tricox again. Yeah, the problem is it stinks. So make sure you PPE up.
The Cox.
Nah, that product. I've completely lost track now. That's all good. It'll come back.
I don't think anyone's watching. I wouldn't worry too much about it. So yeah, Bearded Sith said, just saves me from switching nozzles. He was talking about. I don't have another nozzle other than the one that's on my sprayer, and that's the one that I use, and it seems to be fine.
As in, like, you got a nozzle upgrade kit and you just can't really be bothered going.
Yeah, there's heaps of people like that. I couldn't be bothered coming here today. You know, it's hard.
I'm going to Shanks tonight.
Shanks.
The mini putt.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
Not at the one at Regency, the new one that opened up in the Adelaide region.
Where?
Little Para.
Yeah?
Mm.
There's a Shanks there.
Well, apparently we're booked in, so.
Oh. You going to take your own putter?
Nah, not to that event.
Oh.
Take my own putter to X Golf though.
You do?
Well, I did.
Well, you've got your bag with you, so that
Yeah.
makes sense.
But yeah, it's only a par 3, but Little Para was the first course, 9 holes that I went around in even par.
Okay.
I went 27. I was very happy that day.
Were they all pars, or was there a couple of birdies in there?
One birdie, 1 bogey, rest pars.
There you go. That's good to know. Congratulations. I hope that you do that again sometime. Sam Osborne, with coring now, would you top dress?
A light top dress if you wanted to fill in the core holes. It'd only be a light one, not a heavy one.
Oh. If you could use one condiment for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Fuck. That's a great question. Garlic sauce. You could use that on anything.
Yeah. My first thought was sriracha, and my second thought was egg mayo.
Oh, that's not part of the question. Straight to jail. Yeah. Garlic sauce.
Why are you gay?
Garlic sauce. You could use it on literally anything. You could have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
For the rest of your life, it almost has to be tomatoes. But
You'd have no vampires. You had garlic sauce all the time. You just finished reading that book, so. Oh, sorry.
you read non-fiction? No, you read fiction.
Well, he read the original Dracula.
I so like. I know everyone's different. I cannot see the point in reading fake stories. I think it's a waste of time. I'm just like, what did you learn from it? It was entertaining. Like, surely there's other shit you can do to be entertaining. No criticism. No, I think it's a waste of time.
And that's fine, but that's what makes people so unique is that everyone has different, because I can guarantee you not everyone likes looking after their lawn.
Or watching pornos for 90 seconds.
Yeah.
Matt Lee said, yep, sriracha, the Lynx Africa of condiments.
90 seconds, that's a long time.
Fucking ads, man. I'm not paying for fucking.
Yeah,
I don't have. Oh, what's this?
So egg mayo
Peach
or
and cinnamon.
sriracha, yeah.
That's my two.
What did Dylan didn't answer, did he?
Yeah, he said egg mayo's got too many calories,
but
and he's shredding for stereos.
Stezers.
What's your answer?
Yeah, what's your answer?
Probably tomato.
Yeah. Because
Yeah, but like what you can't
like
put,
if you make homemade pizzas, can you put tomato paste on them? Like is that condiment out because it's not a condiment? I'll just say mayo and I can just choose which one. Or can I just say sauce?
you can't put tomato sauce on broccoli though. That'd be a bit weird.
No, but you could do broccoli with herbs and garlic.
I just think garlic
It's not a
sauce
condiment.
is a safe bet for me. I love garlic sauce.
Mr. Mumbles, okay, I'm here now, Clint, not giving Insta the love. There's no fucking questions on Insta. It's obviously not updating. Please hold. Oh, it is there. How the fuck do I get rid of African black beetle? It won't go away.
The beetle itself.
Get Donald Trump.
The beetle itself. So, for example, if you treat your lawn with 5-star, which is bifenthrin for the actual black beetle, you treat your lawn, and then 10 to 12 days later, you see more. It's 100% because they've flown in. They fly in. It's not as
They're
if,
eating the dogs.
yeah, it's not like they're coming from the soil every 10 days in their
Let's
place.
say China.
They'll fly in. So the other thing is the African black beetle themselves are not the damage causers, they are the damage creators. So they create the larvae in the soil that hatch into grubs that cause the damage. So I suppose if you apply a Celiprin every 6 months to make sure you're protected from the grubs, the only damage that the black beetle will cause themselves is digging holes to get into the soil. That's pretty much
Free coring, brah.
But to control the entire life cycle of the black beetle is quite difficult, especially if they're flying in quite regularly.
This is a question from someone called the Garlic Naan.
Oh, could go a garlic naan. Dylan, can you organise that?
Do you get cheese and garlic naan or just garlic?
Oh,
Because I just get cheese and garlic. It's like it never used to be on menu at Beyond India.
well, when I was at Drake's, we do the Beyond
We
India
will get to your
meals.
question, garlic naan. You've just raised
And
some concerns.
For me, it'd be whatever was there. But
At Drake's,
Yeah.
you know that's not garlic naan. It's just fucking
no,
shit bread.
but it's
that's
the
in a
Beyond
plat-
India or whatever it is.
I don't know.
The meal deal. You used to get
Yeah,
a
I get
curry,
it.
a rice, and a naan for $10, and you'd go buy a can of Coke from the staff room, and you'd have dinner for $12. It was fucking
Dude,
magnificent.
when I used to work at Woolworths, and this is before you were born,
Mm.
I used to go get a bread roll and I think a tomato and ham and cheese from the meat deli, and I was doing like lunch for $2.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Carry on.
And then they brought in minimum weights on the scales, and then you had to buy $38 of ham at
Oh yeah,
$500 a kilo.
I did buy a bit of ham. I think we didn't eat it all either. I think we threw out some of that $20 for half a kilo. I like my ham dry. All right, so I'm gonna have to hold this in front of me
the
because
garlic naan.
the garlic naan says, "Hey guys, I put down Trojan and BBW yesterday. I'd like to know now it's starting to cool down. Do I stick to putting Trojan and BBW down throughout winter? I'm in Panola, South Australia. Cheers, boys. Also, don't ask me what lawn variety it is. It's a mixed bag, and I'm only a beginner. We can answer the question without
Yeah,
the lawn
that's
variety.
fine. But the answer is what you've done is fine. There's no issues what you've done. If you wanted to do another application of granule fertilizer in 8 weeks to 10 weeks, you could put premature down. That's got higher in potassium and higher in iron, which is what we want going into the cooler months. But being that you've already applied Trojan, that's fine. When the cooler weather does hit, granular fertilizer becomes less efficient at being able to be taken up by the plant. So that's when we switch to liquids. So a 3-way, our money shot, roots, those sorts of things. So if the lawn's still green and it's not disgusting and wet and miserable outside, liquid fertilizer during winter, but your base needs to start with granular fertilizer now.
Panola doesn't get rain. I'd say that they won't have any disgusting and liquid and wet.
But cold, maybe?
It would definitely get cold.
Yeah.
VJ says Cholula hot sauce, chili and lime. Don't know if I've had that. Mumbles jumped across from Instagram to YouTube because I wasn't giving him enough attention. I think you broke Instagram because you kept asking questions and then it just froze.
Got banned.
Spicer70 says, I've applied Impala 2 to 3 times over a 3-month period and it gets rid of dollar spot. Hang on, for a week or so, then it comes back. Any ideas?
You must have some real dollar spot friendly conditions.
It's like $100 spot.
Far out.
Is there another product that you could use? Because I thought fungicides had to be alternated.
They do, and the product that I would normally recommend in this situation has been taken away from us. So the only other product that you could look at is Bumper, which is propiconazole.
I've got that.
So
I tank mix that with everything and spread up my hedges.
Just keep in mind though that propiconazole has it slows the growth of the lawn, so just keep that in mind. But if you alternate between those two products, try not do more than 3 applications of each product in a season, and then alternate to the next product. So I would look at Bumper.
You could also go buy the product that we're not allowed to sell anymore.
Yeah,
because of someone's insecurities around some whatever. But
the land of make believe. I love that meme.
Is it this one?
Hey guys, I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Well, hello there. But anywho,
You've got
I'm
it on
gonna go
there.
to
There's
bed.
the kid that
and I'll
goes,
see you guys
"Hey,
tomorrow."
wait a minute."
Where's he gone?
The kazoo kid.
All I've got is this one.
Never bite the hand of the one that fingers you, something like that.
I think the kid's dead. Oh, here he is.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, that kid.
Who are you?
Land of make believe.
All right. AJ Coutron. I've just laid Palmetto. It's 3 weeks in and going great. What can I do to keep it up? Probably what you've been doing for the last 3
you've been
weeks.
doing, you're probably almost ready for a mow as well, if you haven't already. Just keep doing what you're doing and keep on top of that mowing.
If you didn't put down a starter fertilizer or a wetting agent, it would be advisable to look at the cherry popper pack or something similar. But that's up to you. New lawns, depending on where you are, if it's still warm, mow it regularly, keep your 1/3 rule up, apply water as required.
Yeah, I think that's a rule that is still not talked about enough, is the 1/3 rule. It is important for a nice looking lawn. Like, if you let your lawn grow too long and you
Well, it goes yellow.
Yeah, it goes
Well,
yellow.
mine's going to be like that.
Yeah.
My craters will get mowed.
Yeah.
Problem is I only have to mow the outside. Round the outside. Round the outside.
Yeah, my front lawn's going to go yellow when I mow it tomorrow. So, but that's what you get.
Haddad Partners. Lads, I use Trojan and Wet Shot. And my lawn looks phenomenal like a rug. Thanks for amazing line of products. Money Shot? Trojan and Wet Shot. Trojan
Maybe
Money
Trojan
Shot.
wet.
and Wet. Regardless,
No worries.
thanks
Yeah, thank you.
for the amazing line of products. Well, thank you for supporting Lawnhub. We haven't said it for a while, but without the quality customers and the great support that we get from the market, we wouldn't be able to do this. So, and this fucking idiot would still be working at a supermarket getting stabbed.
No, I don't want to talk about it if I was still at the supermarket. I do want to quickly do a quick shout out to
I'm going to get some more food while you do that.
our customers that backed us in the shipping cost thread. That was
What was that on the Fnatic?
Nah, that was on one of our ads. It's got a lot of support from people that obviously buy from us, and people that don't buy from us, outlining that there is no such thing anymore as cheap freight for heavy bulk items. So, and that I believe that our freight costs are fair. It's a lot cheaper than our competitors. So
The only issue is when we sell something small.
that is true, but that doesn't mean that it cost us nothing to ship. Still cost us money. Still,
What do we recover 40 or 50% of our freight?
Yeah, about 50%.
So for every $1 of freight that
We-
we spend, we only get 50 cents back.
yeah. So
on average over the whole.
on average, yeah. So if we recoup 50 grand from customers, we get charged 100 from the freight companies. So that ASMR
Quality podcasting over here. Just chewing in your ears. I'm confusing myself for one of those Korean influencers that gets paid to
Now
eat.
you just need a big fat pickle.
I've got one.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Yeah,
Do they eat them, do they?
yeah. And then,
Yeah.
and they squirt all over the mic and shit. I sent. Oh, this is gonna be terrible. But I sent this.
I'll
meme,
keep eating. You do that. I'll keep eating.
I sent this meme to Reedy yesterday. It was such Reedy. It was that meme where someone's looking in a direction and then they like the next slide is, then the next one is that, and then the last slide was a picture of a noose, and it was like people in the 1600s when they found out women can squirt. And it was like to the noose because they're all witches.
Well, you're meant to burn the witches. That's a shitty meme.
Mm.
Witches were getting burnt.
It was fucking funny.
Oh, I didn't laugh.
Yeah, I was in hysterics. I suppose it just goes to show how bad my algorithm is. Shout out to Reedy for sending me bad memes for making it that bad.
All right. Mitch Tilley, how long after laying Tiff Tough is it recommended to use Spartan pre-emergent?
At least 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah. And please try and stick to that because Tiff Tough, for example, it's not a cheap turf variety. It depending on how much you put in. The last thing you want to do is spend $5,000 or $6,000 on instant turf. Not saying that's how much you spent. You may have spent more, may have spent less.
You definitely didn't spend that.
Well, it depends how big it is.
Well, there's a lot of numbers, right? You couldn't have got it exactly right.
Oh, true. Yeah. Well, I got the Astro question right yesterday.
What Astro?
Someone asked how many Astro we sold last 12 months.
Oh, you were within $1,000 of a $30,000 question.
That was pretty good.
Jeopardy.
Yeah, and the last thing you want to do is be putting a product out that may inhibit root growth. So try and stick to the 6 months when your lawn is healthy, actively growing. If for Tiff Tough, for example, if you want to put a pre-emergent down for winter and it's less than 6 months, there are products available, like we mentioned at the start of the video.
Pittman just said your mic's quiet. I'm guessing you just stick it. If I stick it in your mouth, it works better. Maybe they're just fucking with you.
Maybe.
So, Bearded Sith said Adam's mic needs to be quieter.
So, do I leave it here or do I leave it here? Less conversation, more action.
So,
These are good M&Ms.
they're probably the same as all the other ones. These ones are just free, so they taste different.
Why did M&M go to college? Want to be a smarty.
The Garlic Naan says, thanks for the answer. I'll stick to the dry college party plan then, and I'll pick up some premature to add to it. It's been super dry down here for a while now. How late in the cooler months can I scarify and aerate?
Aerate 365 days of the year.
You just literally wake up, have breakfast, take a shit, aerate, go to work.
Yep. Come home, aerate.
Yep. Cool.
But scarify, you need like at least a 2-week window of warm weather, warm soil temps. Because once you pull the guts out of it and you haven't got a really nice lawn to begin with, it's going to be really difficult to get recovery back in those areas, unfortunately. But the other, I suppose the other way you could look at it is once spring comes around, you've got a lot of work to do. You got a bit of thatch there now. Just look forward to it in spring.
You look forward to that.
Mm.
Yep. You're an odd.
That's just going to be a mission.
You're an
this
odd
spring.
human being.
Mm.
Bearded Sith said, easy way to save on freight, spend more than $300.
Mm.
He also says they have great liquid mixture PDF on the website. Jonesy will mention more. Dylan might have made it. I'm guessing they're answering questions for us. Yeah, so I'm Sim4s. As you've just mentioned about switching to liquids during the cooler season, can all your liquids be mixed together and applied together? If not, how would you approach that?
Yeah. So the mixing guide on the Ultimate Spray Pack landing page or the Spray Pack landing page, you can click on that, download it to your phone, print it, whatever you want to do. Goes through all of our capable mixing options. And I don't know, did you make that, Dylan, or did Kira make it? That's all right, don't worry about it.
It's pretty good. I think Kira did it. Dylan's not exactly a graphic designer.
But you said.
You a pothead fucker?
Mr. Mumble says, I am a quality customer. Lol. Sensible question. What options are there for raking up leaves by machine? Lawnmower?
You could invert the blower with a bag
Yep.
catcher. Like
Get
the
yourself a Milwaukee with a bag.
the Stihl, what have I got? A B56G?
BT50?
Nah, it's a car.
I've got the baggie comes on the blue one. What's the blue one that I've
Oh,
got?
out there, the Makita one.
Makita has a baggie.
Still in the box.
Is
I
it?
reckon, yeah, I reckon there's battery and a charger in there. We should probably open it.
I've got
Do you reckon we could go? It'd take for ages, but go around and like suck up all the dust on the floor.
You could just go buy a bunch of those little vacuums and just have them moving around all day.
Mm.
The Roombas.
Mm.
Do they have commercial ones of them?
Oh, I would dare say so. You reckon they do a Kogan special commercial style?
I can ring Ruslan and ask.
Mm.
You know,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go.
Catch is dead, right?
It's literally what I was about to say. I got an email this morning saying that Catch of the Day is fucking.
Well, that happened a while ago.
Yeah, I know, but like it's actually shutting down.
Kogan
so-
offered to buy it from, I think West Farmers owned it. And they just said no and shut it down. Because they fucking hate him so much. Yeah. I think. Go to Ruslan Kogan's LinkedIn. It's all on there.
How do you reckon there's like the fact that it's gone down, like we could say things about them and they'd not come after us, or
Just say it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
To be honest, people will threaten court more than they'll go to
Because
court.
remember they withheld all that money from us.
I don't think that was their fault.
You don't reckon that was
No,
their fault?
I think that we didn't give them bank account details.
But how would you be able to set up a store and not
Well,
put your bank?
they
details in
wouldn't
it?
care about you getting your money.
True.
It's like when you try to cancel software. There, you can cancel it.
Yeah.
But fuck me, you need to have like, you know, all those stones. Was it Thanos? The fucking Infinity Stones? You got to go collect all the Infinity Stones and then call up the fucking software provider and be like, all right,
I've got them.
I've got them all. Can I cancel? And
They're
they're
in
like,
the wrong order.
please go through our 10 question questionnaire, and a sales representative will call you to cancel your contract within 30 days. Like, what? Like the only way to cancel most of those contracts is block them on PayPal. Mr. Mumble said hazard cone on the top of a Roomba. Now we get a good one that like sees people and says, "Excuse me, I am vacuuming," and then just.
Hello, how are you?
Except
I'm under
the
the water.
vacuum's first language
Please help
wouldn't be
me.
English.
Here too much raining.
No, the vacuum speaks all languages.
Mm.
It's a robot.
Robot.
Mr. Mumbles. No, we've done that. It's like cancelling a gym subscription. Membership? I'm Ron Burgundy.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Who keeps putting question marks in there? We should get one of them. I've got one here. All right, there's no more questions. What do we got here? The garlic naan says, oh, well, I better pull my finger out then because it's thatchy as fuck out the front. CQ Lawny. I have a question for you. Do you sponsor Instagram people? I would love to promote your brand on my Instagram. Yes, we do. So we actually have just finished drawing up an Instagram influencer contract where it clearly states, I guess, the expectations on both sides. And I think have you sent that off? Yeah, so we've got someone that's looking at doing that now. You'll start to see in the next, I can't open his Instagram or her Instagram. I don't want to be presumptuous. CQ Lawny, Lawnie. So yeah, we are very much open to doing that. And you'll probably find in the next season, we will have a lot of people working with us to promote the brand. Both lawnfluencers and Trojan.
No more Trojan.
I'm finding Trojans.
Shout out to the OGs that would remember that.
My hubby and my boyfriend both getting Trojan. My partner and my hubby.
That was such a stressful time for the person answering all the comments. Do you remember who that was?
CQ Lawny. What, me?
No, I said, Clint, I reached out and I was like, Clint, Can you just look at it and you say, I'm not looking at it. I'm not doing it. It's got 450,000 views. It can just keep doing what it's doing.
The ad was performing.
Yeah, it was. You know what? We'll probably go down in history as one of the worst performances, best performing ad.
CQ Lawny, you can send me a DM at veryclint, or you can email clint@lawnhub.com.au and someone will get it. Mr. Mumbles, no, Bearded Sith said, I would do it, but I got fuck all followers. So there's two ways that we can do this. Stop playing with the chocolate. You can be an influencer, a lawnfluencer. You played cricket. You could make us videos that we could use for ads. So you might have no followers, but you've got a good story or a good lawn where you can film stuff for us and use it. I'd need Dylan to kind of build us out a bit of a what would you call it? Standard operating procedure for how to film that, like what angles we need. Yep. So we've got that. And we might buy that video off you for $100 worth of product or something like that, if it's a good video and we can use it and you give us all the licensing and all that shit to it. Or you've got a big following and we would potentially pay you to make videos, share them on your channel, and then we get the videos and we can use them to run ads. One of the other key things you'll find, which a lot of you might not think about, is if you do want to grow your following, we spend about $10,000 a day on Meta advertising and Google advertising. And so if one of your ads, like now Dylan's getting offered like BJs from dudes in fucking everywhere around the world because he's in our ads, you can grow your Instagram following with our money. Everybody wins. Well, except the people that compete with us, but everybody else wins. So even Zucks has got more money to buy fucking hoverboards and shit. So yes, can I send you a message? Yes, you can. If I don't get back to you for 3 weeks, don't be upset or angry or surprised.
No,
I will get back to you.
Your emails get monitored a lot better now. So
yes, that's emailing me is the best way to get to me because there's a professional that looks after them. Troll Jane, I would like to later skater. Next minute, call an ambulance. Dylan's down. I don't know. Bearded Sith, what do you class as a big following? 6.5 inches, okay? Yeah.
Top average.
I'm talking about. I'm guessing that's his phone screen. You like that? All right, cool. What else would I don't know what else we have to do.
Emotional damage.
This has come up a bit
haven't had
lately.
a good prime minister since John Howard.
Yeah, there was a video where it was obviously it's an older video, but that reporter going back and forth between Australia and America when John Howard put in the gun laws, and then he went over to America, and the gun laws in America are obviously a lot different than what they are here in Australia. It was a good video.
Mr. J. Powell, I have grubs. What is best to get rid of them?
Yeah, Celiprin, either granule or liquid, same active. Once it comes in contact with them, it does bad things to them, but not bad things to other things.
It doesn't kill the mammals.
No, it doesn't.
Which means the dolphins can continue to sleep with one eye open.
Correct.
How early in a baby dolphin's life cycle can we separate it from its mother?
That's a real...
Shout out to the RSPCA. And is the meat tenderer? I'll take whatever John West rejects. What do you class as a big following? In our world, 30,000 on Instagram and 1 million on TikTok. Would that be fair? Big for us. People that we're interested in working with, that their audience is substantial enough that we would pay them for the reach. 2,000 is not enough. 30,000 would have to be the base, but if you're on TikTok, it would need to be 250,000 to 500,000. It's a different thing. Yeah? 250. What were you going to say? 100,000. And then YouTube, if you had 2,000 or 3,000 subs on YouTube, I'd be interested. It's all relevant, right? So if you had a small following, but they were all like a very loyal following, I'm happy to support someone with 1,000 subscribers if we're getting good quality content and it's not costing us a lot.
Yeah, I think.
Dependent on
Yeah,
because a lot of it
the
might
quality
just,
is
a lot of
worth
it might
more
just
than
be us
anything.
giving you free product. So that's why I said there's two sides. There's one side where they've got a large audience where we're not paying to get in front of it. And then the other side is they've got a small audience and we're buying the video and paying to boost it.
All of it
Or a
will
combination of
ideally
both.
be-
Yeah.
be boosted.
Uh-oh. So what do you class as a big following? Yep. So we don't have a big following. I don't have a big following. Jonesy's got a tiny one.
I think I've actually turned my Instagram back to private. I think
All those DMs.
all the spam, really.
Yeah.
Like,
It just goes into that box that says spam, right? Mine does.
oh, it does now. It didn't used to.
Mr. J. Powell. Low maintenance plants, question marks. Do you have any ideas?
Not really a plant guy, but my box hedges are pretty low maintenance out the back.
Can we tag in Carl Heine for this one? Hey, you know what you could do for me? Just go on to, what state are you in? We'll go and sort it out for you.
The plants here in
Go
direct
onto
are low
Chat
maintenance.
GPT and say, what are low maintenance plants?
Well, I went into Chat GPT before the podcast, Clint, and I wrote,
Why are you gay?
during our Lawnhub Live after lunch podcast, what question should I ask Clint Adams?
Oh, fuck. Have you got any?
Yeah, came up with one.
We've got 26 minutes. Western Australia. What's a good low maintenance plant to put in Western Australia?
In WA. All right.
Yep. Change the question.
All right.
Sensible question.
And the question was from Chat GPT, what is Clint's number one must-have item in the lawn? Now, I know you're going to say rotary scissors, so it can't be that. It'll be your number two.
Does it have to be
Just in the lawn, in the garden.
water?
Water? Okay. Well, that section won't be brought back next week.
Well,
yeah.
what, like,
What's
nothing
an underground
else
project?
matters without water.
But yeah, I thought you were going to say rotary scissors. Nothing else matters
Well, I don't need rotary scissors
Yeah.
without water.
without water. Yeah.
Roots and shoots.
All right. I might have to ask a bit more because I asked.
Ask a better question.
Well, I asked like a political question, but then I was like,
We can do that. What plants should this person be putting in Western Australia?
Kangaroo paw, Geraldton wax,
Geraldton.
WA blueberry,
There you go.
Banksia,
They all sound like natives as well.
Yeah, they
grass
do.
trees.
That's why they're fucking hardy, because they're native to the country. Don't get Irvo started on the fucking Moreton Bay figs. He'll get in there.
He will get on that page.
Yeah, he's been noticed.
He's been on.
He's
He's
been
on
noticed.
notice.
Do you know about that?
No.
There's a page trying to protect the parklands trees from being taken down in preparation for golf course work, potentially. So there's a lot at play there. One, maybe none are getting cut down and people are fucking idiots. But two, Matt's like, the trees that you're concerned about are an introduced species. So how about you shut the fuck up? And so he's been in there like correcting all of these people. I'm like, how do you have time for this? So,
He doesn't sleep now.
No,
It's a choice.
all right, here we go. Another question from Mr. J. Powell. Another one for you. Just got a new house and the front garden was fact. A lot of sandy patches and dead grass. Best way to bring it back to life. Western Australia. Irrigation,
Irrigation,
regular mowing,
regular mowing.
some coring if it needs it.
Yeah, wetting agent.
And if you look at our lawn builder pack, that's a great start. So it doesn't have to be our pack. Obviously, we're supportive of all lawn journeys. And if you have something already, a fertilizer, a wetting agent, regular mowing, happy days.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong with that.
Is this even my handle? I like that. How soon after putting down wet plus roots can I mow?
Next day.
Next day. Obviously, you have to water it in because of roots, because wet will burn if you do not. Kangaroo porn. What the fuck, Dylan?
That's what I said. It's kangaroo paw, not porn. Just letting you know.
Daniel Pittman, me and Skazer have 700 followers. Lol. I think that.
Send us a trial video if you guys speak.
Yeah,
to the
send us a
camera with
video.
pretend the product's in your hand,
Yeah.
not that you don't already have
Yeah.
heaps of it.
Yeah, find a suitably sized bottle. Could be lube in your case,
Could be.
and just stand there and be like, "Action." I don't have that.
Pops
I
out.
get no joy from anything. Bearded Sith, you guys are Fraser Island or Kagari guy?
Fraser Island.
Don't understand the question. Hey man, Josh Fair. Can you tell me how to say that? Fair. Hey man, can I send some photos of my lawn? I have a serious issue going on with my grass. You can email them to adam@lawnhub.com.au. He'll be able to look at them straight away. If you send them through on any other platform right now, we won't have them there. On that, we have a platform that's connected to Facebook and Instagram and our online chat where you can communicate with a fully trained professional around all of your lawn care concerns. So if you have a question about some trouble that you're having with some pests, or maybe the lawn's not growing in a certain area, you are able to send photos. It's even got a text-friendly option, so the conversation can be on your phone anywhere you are in the country. Send us the information, send us the photos. We'll ask you some follow-up questions, and then we can give you some advice around how to manage that. That's free.
It is free.
Hey, man. No, did that. Yeah, man, that's it. Cool. I got his name right, and he's going to send you some shit.
Sick.
I got all your gear. Yeah, perfect. So if you've got Trojan and BBW and you haven't put that out yet, you can put that out and water it in. This is about the Western Australian dead grass guy. Obviously, if it's completely fact as you called it, and there's like, I don't know, less than 25% coverage, and you can weigh in on this, you might want to look to bring in an additional turf, because that's going to take some time. That could be a couple of seasons of growing. Did you see the comment on your video about plugging that area out there? I thought that was interesting. We just don't have a plugger.
No, we don't, but
Adam@lawnhub.com.au.
Yes, I did bring that up in, I think, one of the real early videos. I wanted to see how much recovery we get before the season ends.
Natural recovery.
Just see what happens, because I've never had an area that
It sounds
big.
like the kind of like bullshit answers I get from staff when I'm like, how come you haven't done your job?
No,
And they're like,
that one.
well, we were just doing an experiment to see how long we could sit around doing fuck all and you not finding out. So experiment's finished.
Yeah, no, but this one, I got video evidence on this one. But
and they're like, and here's a video of us saying we're going to sit around and do fuck all today.
But no, the next, I suppose the next part of it will be to plug it out, and then get to the lawn. Not sure.
I can comment in here, right? Fuck yeah. Look at me. And what was that again? I've just posted it. Yep. Sweet. Restream.io. Everyone's happy. Michelle Obama will be the next president of the United States of America.
I mean, you throw enough shit, something's going to stick, right?
Nah. JD Vance. Fucking 2 terms. 8 years. 8 more years. 8 more years. Nah. Yep. Cool. Did you have any other questions? You had a political question.
No, I asked a political question. It went along the lines of like, what is something that people go through their day-to-day lives and not realize but should realize? And it was like based around like a political or a...
Well, that question, that answer to that question, just that question, is no one else really gives a fuck what you're doing. So just do what makes you happy. Don't worry about trying to impress other people. Don't worry about doing what you think your mum wants to do or what your fucking wife wants you to do. Just do what makes you happy. Then the rest of it should fall into place. If you're worried about the clothes that you're wearing, no one gives a fuck. If you're worried about the car that you're driving, no one gives a fuck. Everyone is so focused on themselves that you just do you and you will be happy. Boo. You want to turn that into a fucking Instagram card? That'd be cute.
That could be in the car.
It probably is.
AI car in it and everything.
Anyone who... I've just posted Adam's email address, so if anyone wants to send nudes to that email address, go for it. We have pretty loose filters, so
Speaking of
most
nudes,
shit should get through.
Yeah. Speaking of nudes, there was a nude on national television
I
last
heard he
week.
got a fucking contract with Bonds or something.
Yeah, well, apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
So Sam Laylor, is that
That'd happen to me. I'd get a contract from like one of those like medical support companies.
He plays for the Richmond Tigers, celebrated as he should after kicking a goal, and celebrated so hard before the game, apparently, that he forgot to put some supportive undies on or any at all. Obviously had no step ones on.
If you have something that you need to strap to your leg, I don't think you can wear
the
underwear.
anteater. That comment was the best. But
can you check your email for is this even my handle's email, please? JD Vance, Kaga, keep America great always. What are your thoughts on the federal election here? Who do you think's got that one? That's coming up soon. Do you think that the current Prime Minister might be successful in getting that job, or do you think the potato might get it?
Absolutely fucking not.
You don't want Dutton? Why? They are all full
They're
of
all
shit.
full of shit.
You need to choose the one that's policies are best in line with you. And you know what's really funny? You don't want Dutton, but you are about to buy a house and the cost of properties is a concern to you.
Yes, but everything he's done.
Okay, that's fair. Is it fair to say that he's never been in the true position of power to make change? Malcolm Turnbull had even more. But that's right. I'm just curious.
That's my opinion. Yeah.
Do your own research.
Definitely not going to be Albanese.
Do you think Albanese will get flipped before the election? They can't. They'll have to take him to the next election, eh? They could flip him, but who's going to flip him? You could flip him fucking the day before the election. Doesn't matter. I mean, unless you've made all your brochures. But I think that's a pretty shitty reason not to flip a fucking leader. Like, they've spent $380 million on a fucking vote that went nowhere. So
More than that.
yeah, so who cares about the brochures, right? Jonesy.
Makes me so angry that.
Oh, this is an interesting question considering
Is this my handle's name Shaylin?
I don't know. They don't tell you that information. But they just sent you some photos.
If it is Shaylin, thank you. I'd look at the
First time listener, first time emailer.
I'd look at the Lawn Builder pack and also add a bottle of NSFW. So I would apply Trojan and BBW. Otherwise,
well.
if you wanted to switch out the Trojan, use Prem. So just you'd have to do a custom order of Prem, BBW, Roots, and NSFW. Do the Trojan and BBW or Prem and BBW on day one. Water it in. That'll help with, because it looks like you got some dry patch there as well. So the BBW is going to help with that, and the Prem or Trojan is going to help bring some color back to it. After about 10 days, do the application of NSFW. That's going to target the broadleaf weeds that you've got in there. And then about 2 to 3 weeks after that, I'll do an application of Roots and Shoots as a leaf application. So leaf to dry on the leaf. And within, the next 4 to 6 weeks, you should see a nice turnaround there with some simple things. Regular mowing as well, keep on top of that, and regular watering. I don't think it would take much to get that lawn to turn around.
Sith said Aldo or Dildo, Albo promised that they would plan to fix everything and it all got worse. So fuck him off. Fuck them off. They're all as bad as each other.
They are.
Then they have to be. When you understand the deals that need to be done to get into power, there's a lot of compromise that isn't in line with potentially the majority of the base. But you have to get in. So you have to do some shit. Or you get all the guns and become a communist country. And then you don't have to worry about voting anymore.
If Clint was Prime Minister, what was one policy that he would bring in?
I would ban anyone from mining our resources, and I would put that under federal government control and use that to reduce income tax and produce prosperity for our country. That would solve every problem in my mind. It would just have to be managed really well, because if the government run it, it would be a fucking shit show. So the only alternative is to increase taxes on mining companies so much that they get so close to it's not worth them doing it, but they still do it. And then the country keeps the money and then put income tax right down. But I've not done the modeling on that. It's just a brain fart. So yeah, you got something you would do?
It would be to do with that industry, because the what that is worth to the Australian people versus what we actually get.
I just feel like the citizens of a country are the shareholders of the country, and they should be equally responsible for the protection of the country from a maintenance and protection standpoint. So armed forces, roads, all that kind of shit. But they should also be equal beneficiaries of the GDP. That's how a country should work.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be a case that a fucking bunch of 10 or 20 ultra rich people get richer. Obviously, there's obviously mining suppliers, and there's a whole industry there. Yeah. That industry would still exist. It's just all the profit would be for the country, not for an individual. Just my idea.
And I'd have good look at the school curriculum and what's being.
Oh, that's a fucking yep, mate. I've got kids in school.
Dude,
I
it
is fucking ridiculous. And it's not just the curriculum; it's there's a lot of problems there because the teachers, as much as I'm super critical of the fact they only work 160 days a year at fucking 6 hours a day, we don't pay enough money to make it appealing for the most educated or the highest. And I'm not saying there's not teachers out there that are the best of the best, but it's not appealing for probably a bunch of people that have chosen other fields because of the money that they would go. Like, you really want the best of the best teaching the future generations, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that goes for not just in teaching, but in every job, period. It should be the best.
I also think that our politicians should get paid more, right? So it would attract more talent. But, or just go be a politician in America and just rig the fucking share market and just. Have you seen the Pelosi tracker? Have you seen the Twitter account? Like, so Nancy Pelosi's, there's an account that tracks her trades or her husband's trades, and it's up. It's like outpacing fucking the S&P 500 and Buffett and fucking everyone, allegedly. Anyway, we actually have a question. VJ says, Jonesy, what do you think about Adelaide Crow's new club logo?
I rate it, and as soon as it came out, I rated it straight away.
Why do they keep changing fucking logos?
No, they hadn't changed for a few years. Like,
but even then, shouldn't the logo just be "We are the Crows"
Okay.
and that's it forever?
I have a theory. Do you want to hear my theory? I think
because you can sell more merch.
No, I think the AFL makes them.
I think it means they can sell more merch.
Maybe, but every club has a change around the same time.
Yeah,
and I think the AFL.
So it's like a
makes
contract.
them. Yeah. But I rate it. I bought a hat on the weekend. Got my members pin. Put in the side. Looked like a full loser.
Yeah. I'm really starting to struggle with the fact that I might have to become a Crows fan.
You can't be a Port fan. I'm sorry.
Well, that's genetically traditionally where I sit. But I'm a Port fan if I'm pushed for the same reason that I'm wearing sunglasses inside, because it fucks people off so much.
And I know, like, there's going to be people that go, man, but when the Port Adelaide Football Club and Port Power Football Club, when the Port Power came to the AFL, they was completely separated from Port Adelaide, and now we're supposed to accept that they've had 4 million premierships.
I saw the I don't think that matters, but I saw the Collingwood had teal on some training jerseys recently.
That's gold.
Is that real?
I don't know, but that's funny.
Did you see it? So yeah, like they had fucking
and that whole argument in itself annoys me. That because
April Fool's Day, write yourself a note. It's coming up.
That whole argument annoys me because the Port Power is the teal, not the black and white. That's Port Adelaide, right? And I know they're whole one club now because, you know, they went through this period where
1887, mate.
Well, they went through this period where no one would come to the game, so they put tarps out. And they had no revenue, so they had to be bailed out by not only the AFL, but anyway, that doesn't matter.
Jesus Christ.
You know, I just think they're the first to jump on the bandwagon. They're first to jump off. Like, they were at the stake at Alberton on the weekend for Ken Hinkley's job. Like, they're at this, like, he is the most successful coach in the last 10 years without a premiership, right?
Yeah.
What he's given to you supporters.
But he can't close the deal.
No, but what he's
bringing
given
the chick home
to the supporters.
Not the goal, right?
Versus the previous 15 years, right? There's been 2 grand final appearances in that whole period.
Bring back Choco.
Right? You know, 2004 was great for the club. Won their first premiership in front of 57,000 people because half the stands were missing. And then
where the fuck did they play that?
The MCG. And then 2007, anyone who's a football fan knows what happened in 2007.
Too many people.
Right?
They're not used to playing in front of that many people.
And then
they were daunted.
Since then, the tarps came. And then after that, Ken Hinkley has brought so much to the club in terms of success without a premiership. Like, you remember that you had fucking an average of 11,000 people a game. And now you get 40 plus.
Sounds like the A-League.
Like, I just think
just upset a whole nother market.
You're so critical against your own bloody team sometimes that you forget that they're short memories. And I think Ken Hinkley, and I hate Port Adelaide as much as anyone, but I do think Ken Hinkley should be given more respect for what he's done for the club.
Yeah, they need a scapegoat though, and it won't.
Yeah,
it won't
well,
be. It has to be the coach.
It's in place. It
Yeah.
already is in place that he's going to see out there
when
end of his
if
contract.
they've only played that one game,
Yeah,
so this week will determine
Well, who they got this week?
what it looks like. While you're doing that, Bearded Sith said, "What's Clint's policy on taking in war refugees?" I haven't given that a lot of thought, but I am definitely a massive, massive fan of skilled migration. And if you're going to come to Australia and assimilate with what would be considered the Australian lifestyle and provide value to the country and pay taxes and not be a burden on the rest of the Australian citizens, fucking open my doors. But if you're going to come here and take and be a useless piece of shit and try to
And be a statistic.
change the traditional way of life of modern Australia, then I'm not a big fan of that. War refugees is a tough one. I think that as an individual, if you're in a position to help others and you've got it good, then you should. But if it becomes at the detriment of the individual, then you shouldn't, right? So like if I gave everything away, including my house, to help others, and now I'm homeless, that's a problem. So I think countries need to be careful to be good global citizens, but not at the detriment of their own country. And we're seeing a lot of countries currently that are giving away more money than they should to support countries that are arguably in need of help. But those countries that are giving the money away are putting themselves in a worse position in doing so. So anyway, I don't know if that answers the question, but yeah. Jason Curry, I need an update on your weight. How many weeks has it been? 8? Been a bit.
That was in February. Yeah.
It'd be 6?
Yeah,
6, 7
at least
weeks.
6,
7,
yeah.
yeah. Need a signed Tex Guernsey on the wall behind Clint. I don't imagine that would be too hard to organise.
And Porter playing Richmond, so they'll win by 8 or 12 goals, and everything will be good in the world.
Richmond fucked, are they?
Richmond. In saying that, they did beat.
Is
Carlton.
Dusty still playing?
Nah, he's.
Did he retire last year?
He was with Fisher. Did you see that video of him partying with Fisher?
No. So he's retired.
Yeah, he's retired.
Bearded Sith, does any of your wives listen or watch the podcast? Well, we found out 2 weeks ago my wife does.
My wife.
Because I mentioned about having strategically placed cigarettes, and she was like, oh, and sent me a message. She thought it was real funny. I think my wife has this internal battle of she fucking adores me and thinks I'm the best thing ever, but doesn't want me to find out. And so I think she watches it in secret, but never wants to give me too much because then she's just another fan. I think she wants to keep me on the edge, you know? Because she fucking married well, like really well.
Take that ticket.
She fucking married so well. I told her that today. I said, you're lucky you got me when we were young. Like, because that's advice I give to a lot of men. Like, grab them in high school when they're young, date them, you know, let them fall in love.
When you're in high school too. Yeah.
And not as a teacher. You know what I mean?
Oh, fuck.
Because once they get out of that fucking that small town or that local area and they discover that there's more in the world, this is exactly what you did actually. Right?
Yeah.
Now, if Angel had gone out and seen the world, maybe she might have married the right number.
Maybe. Definitely a bloke with more hair.
I don't think that makes the man.
But to answer that question, if my missus isn't working, I think she'll chuck it on or cooking tea. Or
Does your
whatever.
dad watch? We haven't heard from him for
Sometimes.
fucking ages.
He must
What a
be,
fuckhead.
He must be.
He used to
But I
watch.
don't think Mum's working today, so they might be out.
Oh, God. They're still in love. That's disgusting. What time is it? 3:57. All right. There was another question here from Smithy11. Sorry. Oh, Mr. Greg said, lawns looking mint at your warehouse. What fert do you use?
It's funny. There's a brand called Lawnhub.
I think he might be more
Nah.
specifically, not do you use dorms in...
No. So that's had, and this is, so it's had one application of Trojan through the growing season.
So we moved in November 1st.
Yeah, and Clint wrote a very aggressive, abusive message saying, do not fucking touch the lawn. So I put a cellar print down just in case. And we hadn't touched it until we did our first lawn series. where we scalped it back, put Trojan down. So whatever the date was or timing for that.
Check out YouTube
Yes.
at the Lawn Hub.
So we put some Trojan and BBW down. Then we put some roots down. Then we put some Prem and BBW down.
Money shot.
We've also put 3-way down. And Money Shot and Primo last week. So that's
Which
all it's
is
had.
currently a video that's live and available to view at our YouTube channel.
Yes. So to be honest, and like I had a long conversation with one of our suppliers today about how important it is to base your nutrition around a granular fertilizer and top up with liquids. Something that we get fucking crucified for saying in our comment section, but you know, we have had podcasts with 2 of the top 4. You've had one with Rowie.
Yep.
You know, and you have really good conversation and relationship with the other top 4 super within Adelaide, and they all say the same thing. What we're spinning is not made up. It's based on people that are the best of the best in this industry.
It's science.
And we just relay that information, and you know, fortunately, and it is shitty that
Trust the science.
Well, one comment will ruin 1,000 good ones. And
Well, that's negativity, right? That's what negativity sells. Smithy11 says, Tahoma 31 laid 3 weeks ago, put starter fert down at the time. Can I put oxifert down now as a pre-emergent fertilizer at full rate? It says to or go, hang on, at the full rate that it says, or do I go half rate?
don't go half rate unless it's an option unless it's a recommended option. Like for example, NSFW's rate is 50 mil per 100 squares. That's the rate. There's no half rate. That's the rate. Acelepryn has half rate and full rate. If oxifert only has the one rate, then stick to the one rate. That makes sense.
Jace said he checked his post. We started on the 5th of Feb. He's lost 10 kilos, 5 to go. I won't read the rest. He's cleared to play footy. Dude, you can do that 5 kilos with nutrition. Don't drink cans of sugar.
Jesus, if we saw him, it almost...
It's going to cost me $2,000. I fucking hope you get there, dude. I hope I have to give you $2,000. That'll make me very happy. And then one more question. Oh, Nath Mandrang, right over so, question mark.
And Clint said yes.
I said fescue. Didn't I?
No, he said, I don't know. We can do both.
We can
Doesn't matter.
rewind it.
We can do whatever.
We should do a kaikuyu over so.
No, absolutely. There's already kike out there. I've got to get rid of it.
All right, it's 4 o'clock. It's time for us to go and start our weekend. Thank you for being part of episode number 59 of Lawn Hub Live After Lunch.
Next week's episode will be pre-recorded.
Yes. We should try and get a guest. I got an idea. And fuck, when are we going to record that? Awkward. Anyway, can you turn that down because I'm playing us out? Yeah, maybe. See you later.
Bye.